Investigators say it could be a slow process questioning an 18-year-old suspect along with others connected to the shooting death of 14-year-old James Anderson. The high-speed chase led to two police officers crashing their vehicles here on East Residence Avenue, and the suspects later crashed their vehicle on Turner Field Road. Now, there were two officers who were sent to the hospital. Registration for the students began here, where they printed out their academic history. Then, after printing out their academic history, they waited in a line that wound through the auditorium and came out into another line in the main lobby. But they say by parking in the first available spot and taking a few extra steps to get to the door, it's a small step towards decreasing Georgia's obesity rate. With a blogger buying a newspaper, what's going to happen with the print version? Dawson Police Chief Charlie Whitehead says Amos Wallace's application at the station will no longer be considered after news of his arrest. Albany police are looking for a brazen robber who struck outside of a bank this morning. Right out of the gate, I was headed to jail. Economists say there are 6 items that you'll be paying more for in 2012, including that cup of coffee, clothes, and airline tickets. And another treat for consumers are Cyber Monday deals. Millions of shoppers are expected to flock to online stores trying to catch those bargains. Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying the game. I'm Sarah Bleau. Let's catch you up on some of the stories we're working on for Fox 31 News at 10. Good evening. Romney District Attorney Greg Edwards says the autopsy results of the 19-month-old girl show ongoing abuse led to her death. Edwards says the mother of the child witnessed the boyfriend beating the young girl, but never reported the incidents. Shanita Stevenson, the 20-year-old mother of a 19-month-old girl who recently passed, walked out of the law enforcement center and into an Albany police car, asking officers what she did wrong.
I've never did anything in my life.
The child in this instance was abused allegedly by the defendant, Gregory Evans, over a period, and the mother was a witness and allowed this activity to continue. For that reason, the state will be prosecuting her fully for her involvement in allowing these activities to go on over the period of time that it did.
Both Stevenson and her live-in boyfriend Evans will be charged with felony murder, aggravated battery, and cruelty to a child. A preliminary autopsy shows the young girl had soft tissue injuries, hemorrhaging, blunt force trauma to her body, and injuries to her head and face. Do you know how long the abuse had been going on for?
Our estimates are that because of the healing issues that it may have been going on as early as maybe February of this year. Her entire body was brutalized. Head, certainly a torso and head. And this is a 19-month-old baby, a very beautiful baby. You know, anybody would have been, you know, any parent would have loved to have that child.
Edwards says several independent witnesses drew a clear story of what was really going on in this relationship. A story he says should be a lesson to all women.
Society must make sure that young women, all women, understand that the child is more important than any relationship you might have with any man.
Elements Coffee owner Calvin King says he's only increased his prices once by 3%, despite supply costs increasing nearly 50% since he opened nearly 5 years ago.
It was like $5.22, somewhere in that range, per pound for Arabica beans, and now you're running an average of like mid $8.
With economists reporting coffee bean costs will increase again in 2012, King says he may have to follow in Starbucks' footsteps and increase prices.
The happiness of my customers is of course very important to me, and so I really try and edge it up when I need to, and only when I need to.
Reports show that because of higher transportation and raw material costs, the price of clothes could increase 8 to 10%, but the owner of Envy says not at her store.
I haven't noticed an increase at all. I've already done all my spring and summer orders, and all of my brands have been keeping their prices the same.
Temple says companies she purchases clothing from tell her they don't expect prices to increase this year. She says the only thing she expects to increase are her sales.
The holidays were great. All of fall and winter was good. So I just expect spring and summer to be even better.
King says he's heard the economy is getting better, but with news of supply costs increasing, he's preparing for the worst.
I'll believe it when I see it. But for now, I'm just kind of bunkering myself in and hoping for the best.
Find out the other 4 items economists say you'll pay more for in 2012 by connecting to this story on our website, mysouthwestga.com. Sarah Bleau, Fox 31 News. Last week, police arrested nearly 60 gang members, and the jail has noticed the shift in population. but their concerns aren't just with overcrowding. Local law enforcement has made it clear that there are more gang cleanups to come.
We have a lot more irons in the fire working on that.
Now, instead of walking the streets, nearly 60 gang members are walking the halls of the Dougherty County Jail, causing some congestion.
We have had to open a new housing area as a response or a reaction to these recent arrests.
Now just 2 of the 3 inmate overflow housing areas remain, and the jail is already using 1,000 of its 1,230 beds. The entire jail hasn't reached full capacity yet, but trouble is already reaching maximum security cells where gang inmates are kept.
Right now, maximum security is full. We have completely maxed out. We have a maximum security pod that houses 96 inmates. It's full and then some.
It's not just about how many gang inmates they have here at the jail, but how they're classified and how those inmates are placed within the jail.
We've got 2 different concerns. Do we put rival gang members together in the same housing unit? If so, there are the obvious problems that come with that. But then again, if we put similar gang members together in a housing unit, that allows them the opportunity to create a control base.
There are concerns to be dealt with quickly because, like the capacity, tension is increasing.
Because these are gang arrests, and we have a significant number of gang members in jail, of the same gang that has been coming in and of opposing gangs. So there's been an across-the-board increase in gang tension in the jail.
Gang tension may be rising, but tensions about jail capacity are low.
We're well prepared to handle these things. We're well prepared to handle mass arrests. We can handle swells in our population, and then things will smooth out. So we don't anticipate any serious operational concerns at the jail as a result of this.
Now, when the jail was built in the 90s, there was a contingency plan prepared in case of overpopulation.